How much money is Keir Starmer got to spend on Britain's defences? That's a good question, isn't it? How much money is there in the pot for the government to spend money on our defences? Because I don't think there's going to be a lot for them to give the money to the armed forces. How much money have they got to play around with? I don't think they've got much to play, any to play around with. And of course, it all depends on how much Starmer is going to spend on our defences. First, he's got to ask Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor, if she's going to allow it. It's going to be very difficult for the government to promise to spend money on Britain's armed forces. Our armed forces have been cut back for years. The cutbacks on our armed forces started when Maggie Thatcher was Prime Minister, and then it carried on through the years, from the last 40 years till now. Starmer keeps lecturing other countries to asking them how much they're going to spend on theirs, but he never really gives a straight answer, does he, to how much Britain is going to spend on ours. Normally, this would take about 6 months, a 6-month review, but now it looks like he's going to make a decision in 12 months' time. Well, we all know, don't we, what's going to happen. There's not going to be any money there. There's not going to be any money there to spend on our armed forces, because a retiring army officer has said that if there was a war, Britain would only be able to fight it for a month. It just shows how bad our armed forces are. How the cuts that's been made over the years, and of course, when the Tories were in government, they made it worse. All they spent money on is migrants, finding money and putting them in the hotels. Well, it looks like that Labour are going to be the same. I'm going to spend money on migrants, but not on our armed forces. And of course, if Britain is ever threatened, people are going to start. Government ministers are going to start to moan and want to know why we haven't got armed forces anymore. Because the way it's going, it looks like we won't have one. Having armed forces, the way things are going, it's just got out of hand. You can blame the Tories for all of this, where then cutbacks they made. But if it ever comes to a war, then Britain will be found wanting. Other countries expect America to do all the work, but they can't keep protecting Europe. Europe will have to protect itself one day. And of course, there's talk of a EU army being formed and whatever. It looks like that our armed forces are going to have to miss out again and probably make cuts in some armed forces. It's just the way things are on at the moment. Of course, now we've got a new government in. They've got to look at the books to find out how much money there is. Well, they've already said there is none. trust the Tories to waste it. I don't know what that. Well, we all know what they've wasted it on. Like I said, they keep putting migrants in hotels. That's where it's all gone. And overseas aid as well. That's where that's gone. That was Cameron's idea. That was when he was Prime Minister. That was one of his pet projects. But like I said, if a war ever did break out, then we wouldn't be able to go and fight it. We wouldn't have an army to fight it, or an air force, or a navy. All thanks to the Tories. They should never. Well, I don't think the Tories will be in power again for a long while. That's the way they've left the country. But anyway, that's the end of this video. Mr. Politics here signing off, and I'll see you all again in another one.